Now, the Jews also used the Talmud, which is a different set of writings that's supposed to go along with the Torah as well, in, again, the books of the prophets as well. And that's their deeper understanding of their own religion, right? Well, that's what I'm trying to do, silly, right? Except I'm using the law differently, like with John chapter 8, right? Now, according to the law, if Jesus' wife commits adultery with another man, you are bringing both the man and the wife, right? And stone them both together, right? Well, that's what they would have to have done, right? If they wanted the husband to stone the wife, right? Is get the man she was with as well. Mm-hmm. Now, their conscience was seared for some reason, right? Not because of the woman, but they would also have to stone the man who she was caught with. The plot thickens. Dun, dun, dun. Right. You can't stone the woman only, right? To begin with, in Moses' law, you got to stone them both, right? Adultery, no matter who the woman's with, right? Or who she's married to, is adultery, period, right? But both parties usually, have to have a husband, the wife at least, dumbass, right? She has to have a husband for it to be adultery, period. So why bring her to Jesus if he wasn't her husband, idiot? Do you understand? You don't bring a strange woman who cheated on another man's wife to another man. Only her husband can deal with that, right? That's why they brought her to Jesus. She was like, yeah, and committed adultery with another man. The problem is the law says you can't just stone her, which is what they were trying to do. And they were trying to assert the law of Moses and not bring the man either. They weren't conscious for the woman. Obviously, they wanted to even stone her anyway. And, they were more conscious for the man who they would have to go get and him stone them both, right? And he was the first one to pick up the stone to stone them too, right? If he so chose, right? By the way. But that's what the law says. You stone both together, the male and the female, committing the act, right? So it's the same about gay sex too, right? Both have committed an abomination. It don't matter unless the person said no and you raped them, Dion. Knock him out or something. That's like you do in prison, Dion. That's rape, Dion. Were you done the same way, though? You usually learn that behavior, asshole. Right? By watching prison movies, though, or something. It's not common knowledge, for two males to be together, right? And if one said no, it's rape. If you're the bigger man, Dion. How tall are you now? 6'1" to my 5'8". That's how it works with rape too. The person says no and you do it anyway. I don't know. That's rape, cousin. No matter how you shuck it. You tried to fuck it and I said no. So guess who that makes gay? You and only you. You're a rapist, Dion. If you did that to me. I don't know. Because I got amnesia of it, right? And you don't usually hang out with someone if you remember that either. And even if you're wrestling with me to try and hold me down, and then you try to coup de grace me, you knock me out, obviously. And then had your way with me, right? That's a double rape. That's assault and battery of your cousin, Dion. If you did that to me. Now, it should be just fucking hypothetical, like I said in the first goddamn place. I thought I was sleeping in the other room and you were in your room and Brian in his, right? Y'all had y'all's own room and I was sleeping in a separate room than y'all. The few times I even slept over at your house, right? Which wasn't a lot. But if it was before I took karate, by the way. I know. I was still the younger, by the way, too. That's also important in the rate, too. Is the other guy bigger than the other guy, Dion? If you want to talk about this some more. It doesn't make the victim gay. No, no. It don't. The victim can still like women. And not even want men, right? So he don't know why if you blacked him out, right? And you tried to double fist me, right? To knock me out, right? Because I know one thing I'm going to do is yell bloody murder if you're in my bed and supposed to be in yours, right? And either say, get off me, Chris, or get off me, Dion. Right? Don't know. Don't really know. But by the next morning, Chris is doing the same thing, trying to call me gay, right? Well, I went to sleep, and I don't remember waking up till next morning, right? Right? So when I went to sleep, Chris wasn't even there. So he came in later on at night when I could have been having a wet dream. Right. And you don't really control those, but it's not about you. No. Now, if I'm having one, even if my mom was sleeping next to me, she better wake my butt up because I'm humping the bed, not her. It's the whole point to what one is. And even Myron and David saw me humping the bed one night at his granddad's house. Well, that's a wet dream, Myron. That ain't about you. Or David. I'm not doing you then. But whoever I'm doing, it's in my mind, right? I'm humping the hell out of it. And it's called a wet dream. Even if you don't ejaculate, right? Or you do, right? You just don't remember doing it. Usually either. And that would only become a problem if it was Chris up, though. Because, see, he came in later. And then he could pretend I was coming on to him when I wasn't. I didn't even know he came in, right? All night, right? And that's the difference too, Dion. Let's talk about it now. All I remember was the few nights I did spend over at your house. I slept in a separate room than you and Brian, right? Right. And if anyone came into anyone's room, you would have to come into mine. Right? And I don't remember that. Right? Unless you have something else to add. Do you, Dion? Do you have something else to add that you tried to rape me? I don't know. Because that's what that is. If you go into another person's room and they tell you no, you're raping them after that, right? Legally. Cousin, are you the rapist too? Are you a therapist? Whatever you want to call it. Are you trying to help or are you part of the problem? Right? And like I said, what the hell would it matter if I showed up your wedding at night or not, right? It's just a wedding. Unless you and Ian, right, did something to me that when Angela told you we looked alike, and made you go batshit on her and not have sex with her on their wedding night. I don't know. I'm guessing after that. Why? Because you've always been standoffish among the cousins, right? I interact better with Bubba than you, right? But though we're just, at Mion's house most of the time, right? He was at her house a lot too, right? But like I said, if it's a sore spot with someone, I'm not bringing it up either way. Either way, and I ain't seen Dion in a while. He moved to North Carolina, remember, right? With what's her name? Erica. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't meet Erica though till I got involved with trying to date consolidate, and then she told me she was dating Dion. I was a cousin. Or married to Dion. I didn't know him and Angela broke up. That's how much I'm not interested in you. I know. As well. I don't know nothing about you. Not a damn thing. But I do know the rapist type men think that their victim is gay, even if they're not, right? Dion, do you think I'm gay? Answer the question, first cousin. Because if you're a first cousin, it's no different than being with a female either. That's your first cousin. Except, I don't remember you coming into the room, right? Right. But I have been with a number of women after that. And was trying to date in high school, but was more worried about getting them pregnant, so kind of backed off a little bit. Right? At least until I got into the Navy. Then if I got someone pregnant, I can maybe do something about it, right? I don't know. At least marry the woman and get more money from the Navy. But even with Daphne, though, that didn't quite work out. She got the more money. She got the more money. Until she got her daughter, which again, then she would get money for having a dependent, right? Even if I divorced her, right? But that's the point. She moved from our apartment into a house a few months later anyway, by at least January. Mm-hmm. But we have a son, Dion. We had sex, so I'm not into men, right? And I'm still trying to be sarcastic with these people, right? Right. I'm making this up based on movies like Wedding Crashers or think about it. Bye.